Hey folks, I'm HP and this is Dr. Pink, and today's topic is minor smooth jazz guitar advanced. So what is that? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, subscribe to the HPCrazy Guitar Academy, the link is in the description box below, and that way you don't miss anything and you learn the maximum out of this channel here. Good, so that what I'm talking about today is this here. Yeah, stuff like that. You probably have noticed I have used more than one scale. So here we're going to go deeper into the topic smooth jazz and how to work with different modes and different strategies. This German word. Strategie, how to use modes, different concepts, all this about, and so let's get started. Okie dokie, before we get started with the modes, we need to first analyze the song, which chords are used. It's really simple. We're using A minor 7 or A minor, then D minor, and then E7 altered. So these are basically the chords I'm going to show you, and it's really essential now that you know where you are, because now we're really going on the chords and really have concepts in the improvisation on the certain mode. So this is now important. It's A minor now. Still A minor. D minor. Back to A minor. Now E7 altered. D minor, A minor. So that's the whole form. It's really important now that you know where you are, because otherwise you cannot really refer and to the spots which we're targeting now. So let's get started now. We have 3 chords, but we have different concepts how to work over all this. Of course, you can play A minor pentatonics over the entire track, but we skip that one for today because this is now more extended. Of course, you can play A minor blues scale over the entire thing, but this one we also skip. Now we go on going to the modes. So we are analyzing this first. We have A minor 7 to D minor 7 to E7 sharp 9. So this looks like a really regular minor blues, which it is. That means we have here first on the A minor we are using the aeolian scale because we are in minor. So the first chord is in aeolian, A minor aeolian. So that will be this scale. Let's do this. Just the normal you probably already know. Let me switch off this sound here to show you in a better way. So that will be A aeolian. Now on the D minor, the normal mode would be Dorian. That would be this one here, the same notes, but we're starting here, but we're playing Dorian. But since I'm gonna write this down for you. So here we start here, Dorian. As I said, I'm going to write this down for you. You find them in the tabs in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. So the next one would be E7 sharp 9. The regular mode would be harmonic minor 5. That would be A minor harmonic, A minor harmonic minor, but we're starting on the 5th. But in this case, I've selected the altered scale. What's the altered scale? That is used in jazz or in smooth jazz if you want to have a maximum tension on the dominant chord, which is the E7 is the dominant chord. We want to have maximum tension, and then we have E7 sharp 9. We play the aeolian scale, which is this one mode, which will be this one here. You hear it sounds really exotic, and it is exotic. It contains the intervals of 1, flat 2, flat 3, or sharp 2, whatever you want, 3, flat sharp 4, flat 6, 7, and if you're going higher, so that will be the over 2 octaves. So these are now the modes which are used. Now the first thing is that you can just play the modes when they are asked for, when it is asked for. So you need to know where the chords are. That's why I showed where the chords are. So then you can just play the. I'm gonna show you. A minor. And now comes D Dorian. A minor. So I just played the modes now, and on the altered I didn't have time to go up and down, but it's just a technical exercise. You can do it as a technical exercise, and of course as a exercise for orientation, that the form is really in session. If you want to play on the chords, you need to know exactly where you are. But of course you will never play like this. It's just a technical exercise. If it's too fast for you, just go along with the track, or with the track you create. I mean, you can create your own track. It's not a problem. You just can also go slower. Just keep it slow. D Dorian. Back to A minor. To E altered. D Dorian. That's also enough as an exercise. And A minor. So that will be a first exercise. But of course you will never play like this. You play on the modes and you make licks around the modes, and that's what I'm talking now, what you can do. And also we are doing a modal interchange on the A minor, because A minor is really long. We are doing 2 modal interchanges. And what is a modal interchange? So we start first, I'm going to show you some ideas for aeolian, and then we talk about the modal interchange. Okay, so if you want to play jazzy and in aeolian, you can work with 2 kind of upper structures. The one is you play a D chord, take this one here. This is the sum of the options. This is the 9, 11, 7, 9. You work around these three notes. They really sound nice. And in between, what it really works, you play kind of pentatonic stuff, which is really similar to aeolian, and then we resolve on this upper structure triad. See? Or I'm gonna show you how this sounds with the track. Really have a lot of time. I made it too much. I mean, you don't play it like for 8 bars. You just quickly play stuff like that. That's really cool. But what I really recommend, also this works. The next would be the C major 7 arpeggio. This would be this as an example. Or this. Let's do this first here. The C major 7 arpeggio is basically a minor 9 arpeggio. Okay. I often use this one here, or this also works. Just here or here, whatever, this really sounds nice. See, you can play it slowly as a lettering, or fast, or like this. All works. Of course, it's cool if you could play it in 16 notes, but it's not for everybody. But C major 7 arpeggio really works great. Now the next thing, and now comes the modal interchange thing. Makes it more interesting. If you have a long section of one chord, in this case you have 8 bars of A minor, you can start to make it more interesting by doing a modal interchange. That means you change the mode. In this case you switch from aeolian to Dorian. That's a really common technique. What is the difference between aeolian and Dorian? I mean, it's not such a brainer. Just one note which is different. If we play the A minor Dorian, this one here, so it's only, as an example, the F becomes the F sharp. So this is really just the main difference. You can highlight this by just playing this F sharp, because this note here, or this here, but I prefer the upper one, defines that you are playing A Dorian. Let's see how that works. You see, you still can do the upper structure stuff which I showed you before, because they work with both, but then add this as an additional. Or what also works when we play Dorian, this little lick here. I really love this one here. We're playing again, this is a A minor 9 arpeggio. 7, 10, 5, 5. Then you just go down diatonic. This is a B7 arpeggio. This is a C major arpeggio, B7 arpeggio, A minor 7 arpeggio, and this will be a G major. So, sorry guys, I cannot really explain each note because, as I said, it's already advanced stuff, so you need to have your things a little bit together. Otherwise, check the tabs. I'm going to write this stuff down if you're unsure in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Really check them out. The advanced players probably already understand what I'm talking about. So you can switch from one method will be you start easy bluesy with the blues scale, and then suddenly also with the upper structure triads I showed you for aeolian, but they also work for Dorian. Then suddenly switch to Dorian, you raise the tension, and at the end wait, before let's do the end after that. And since the lick which you just learned in A Dorian, of course, works on D Dorian, you just need to switch it up to D. So everything you learn in Dorian works for every other Dorian as well. Yeah, and as I said at the end, to raise the tension in the last two beats of the 8 bars, even the band is keeping on with A minor, you play A7 altered. And that gives a maximum tension. I've seen this technique with Robin Ford. He does really cool. Just he plays really easy bluesy, then suddenly he comes in with the altered scale, and that gives us like this wow effect, you know. So you just play, and a good way to do, or you play. A good method is to, let's just take this, the altered scale will be this one here. Here's 5, 8, 6, 8, 6, 5, 8, 7, 5, 8, 6, 4, 6, 8, 6, 5. On the last two bars, you don't have a lot of time. Probably this lick works best. Or this. Here. 5, 7, 8, 6, 8. And then we're coming back, we have to resolve to D minor. Let's do that. I'm going to raise up the tension, as I said, first bluesy, then Dorian, and at the end altered, then I go to D. I already went a little bit further now. What I did now, doing the lick, and this is the bridge to D, this D minor 7, which will be the, then of course Dorian again. So you don't have so much time to really work out the mode so much. You just can stay here in the scale. Or what you can do, you can play the lick, which I showed you before, just, or this one also works. Upper structure triads on Dorian are really cool. So upper structure triads are in Dorian F major, here 5, 6, 5, 8, G major, A minor, and if you still have time, that would be B diminished. Eight, 10, 8, 11. So, and then resolve. If you don't have much time, you can only do this if you do it fast, but you can do. Then go back to A minor. I'm going to show you. So we start with A minor. Okay, what I did, I just went up with the runs. Just like this, sounds really nice. If it's too fast for you, just make... Yeah, stuff like that. As I said, it's an advanced or extended tutorial. It's not for everybody, but for those which this is probably technical to demanding, see it as inspiration, as new ways of thinking, which you don't get the speed at the moment, but you get the idea. You know, it's never about playing runs and fast stuff. It's just to think differently on the fretboard and not always think in the pentatonics or in the blues scale. As I said, you can play the whole thing in blues scale, is no problemo, you know, but it sounds boring after a while, probably for some of you. And this, I always bring the pizza example here. Is like with the pizza, you can get you can feed yourself with pizza margherita with tomato and mozzarella, or you want to have more stuff on it and that's more enjoyable. Yeah, good. Now let's go to E7 altered. The best is to understand altered as two ways. You have either a lick, or the best way to play altered is to work around a E plus chord or E augmented. There's E augmented, that will be here 7, 6, 5, 5. This chord is E augmented. So you work around this and then add the altered scale around. So play the augmented arpeggio and continue with the scale. Or you can just play the scale like this, or and what is really important with you when you play altered is that you make a proper resolution. Playing the altered scale is a way of putting a maximum tension on a dominant chord, because music always works with dominance. It comes from a quiet spot to maximum tension to resolve it again, and the dominant is the maximum tension point. So, and the maximum tension you can do is the altered scale. That's why the resolution, like maximum tension, and resolves. And that's the main thing. So check out the lick, and the main thing is that you don't miss it when it comes, because the chord comes really fast, and if you miss it, it's past, it's just one bar. And it's often like this. But if you want to really sound sophisticated and stuff like that, that's the way to do that. So let's put this all together now. I'm gonna change my sound again now to my main lead sound in smooth jazz with reverse delay and stuff like that. So Altered. E. Back to A. Once again. Lucy. Go to Dorian. Get ready for the alteration. Dorian. D altered. I know it looks easy and smooth, but it's not so easy. The main thing is you know where you are. You can still keep control which mode comes when, and then put in the little gimmicks. Just go one step by another. It's just to have it that flowing is not so easy as it might look. First, just work out the modes, work out as I showed, that you can follow the chords, and then start to work out your licks on modes. If you have licks on modes, you just put them in, you know. You don't think I'm going to play this or this, you just put in a whole structure somewhere. You have a whole structure prepared, and then you just put it in. And you make, the more you do it, the more it's not like putting one brick after each other, then it starts to flow into each other. That's the main thing. But you first need to work out the modes and how to work with the modes, and then you follow the track. And that's why I've selected this track. Is only 3 chords, so you have a lot of action here going on. Still only 3 chords, but you have a lot of action with modal interchange and just following the chords. And the better you get, the more you can get into more action, you know. But now you have 8 bars of A minor time where you can really work out the modal interchange, check it out, that you're able, and then make the switches, and then go to the next chord. You have less time, only 2 bars, and A minor also 2 bars, and E7 only 1 bar, so it has to be back like this. You need to have the thing prepared and be in position, or if your solo works somewhere around that, you're there in position to play your lick. That's the main thing. Yeah, folks, that was a smooth minor. What was the title again? Minor smooth jazz extended. Minor smooth jazz guitar extended. That was the title, yeah. Extended. So working with 3 chords, and just check it out. You can create your own track. It's only 3 chords. And if it comes to minor, it's always that. The first one is aeolian or Dorian. The second chord will be Dorian. The dominant could be altered. But if you want to download this backing track and the tabs which are going to provide for you for practicing that stuff, they're available in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Join there, because I'm not, let's say, I'm not feeding any social media anymore. There's also the Students Club, which is for free. If you are interested in more background or interact in the community, that's a place to go. It's for free. But if you want to download the files, I really recommend to make the premium membership upgrade, also to support the HPCrazy Guitar Academy for all of us in these times, which are difficult for many in the world at the moment. Yeah, good. One more to say, if you go on the link is the description box below. If you love the lesson, you scroll down the page, please write me a review on Google. That would be really nice of you. I would really appreciate it. And you can also follow me on Google. That's one thing which I still feed, but only these 2 things now. Good, and I'm going to play a section now just freely. So me and Dr. Pink are saying goodbye to you guys.